Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Archana Mhatre, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department. In this video, we are going to continue with the first unit of microcontroller and application, which is basics of microprocessor and 8051 microcontroller. So in this video, we will study about the bus related to the microprocessor or microcontroller and the different type of buses which is used in 8051 microcontroller. So the definition of bus is a set of physical connections used for communication between the CPU and other peripheral devices. The different type of buses used in 8051 microcontroller are address bus, data bus and control bus. Now address bus is a unidirectional, that is bits flow in only in one directional from the microcontroller and the peripheral devices. The microcontroller with its 16 address lines is capable of addressing 2 raised to 16 is equal to 65536 memory locations. So address bus is of 16 bit. Then next type of bus is data bus. Data bus is bidirectional, that is bits flow in both the direction from microcontroller to peripheral or from peripheral to microcontroller. The data bus of the 8051 microcontroller has of 8 bit. Then next bus is control bus. The control bus is used to transmit the control signal, which is read, write and interrupt control signals. So for transmitting the controlling signal, the control bus are used. Now next is a comparison between the address bus and data bus. First is address bus, that is used to specify the physical address in memory. A bus that is used to transmit the data among the components are the data bus. Then address bus is unidirectional, data bus is bidirectional. Then address bus helps to transfer the memory address of data and input output. Data bus helps to send and receive the data. Address bus is of 16 bit in 8051 microcontroller and there are 8 bit data bus in 8051 microcontroller. So this is the comparison between the address bus and data bus. Now next we will study the 8051 architecture. The microcontroller architecture can be hardware architecture or it can be von Neumann architecture. So there are two fundamental architectures to access the memory in 8051 microcontroller, that is hardware architecture and von Neumann architecture. So first we will study about the hardware architecture. This is the block diagram of hardware architecture. In this block diagram you can see this is the CPU, that is central processing unit, and there are two separate memories for data as well as address. You can see here this is the program memory and this is the data memory. That means the data and program memory can be physically separate out in the hardware architecture. So the hardware architecture uses the physically separate memories for their instruction and data. Instructions, that means program. So design of hardware architecture is complicated. Processor can complete an instruction in one cycle. Hardware architecture are frequently used in specialized digital signal processors, commonly used in audio and video processing products. Comparatively high cost because there are two separate memory for program and data. So the cost wise hardware architecture is has the high cost. So next type of architecture is von Neumann architecture. In von Neumann architecture you can see the difference. In von Neumann architecture there are a separate there does not have the separate memory. It has only one memory for their program and data. So this is common memory for program and data which is connected to the central processing unit. So in von Neumann architecture it requires only one memory for their instruction and data. Design of von Neumann architecture is simple because it has only one memory which shares the instruction as well as data. Von Neumann architecture is required only one bus for instruction and data. Processor needs 2 clock cycles to complete an instruction. Low performance as compared to the hardware architecture because it shares the same memory for instruction and data. The cost wise it is cheaper. So this is a comparison between the von Neumann and hardware architecture. The block diagram is same as we have seen in earlier slide. Then next point of comparison is the hardware architecture uses the physical memories for their instruction and data, while von Neumann architecture uses the single memory for their instruction and data. Hardware architecture requires a separate and dedicated bus for memories, bus memory for instruction and data, and here it requires a single bus for instruction and data. As you can see here, this is the program that is program memory, and this is the address bus. This is the data bus which is connected to the data memory. Here the address bus and data bus both are connected so to the program memory and data memory. Its design is complicated while von Neumann architecture design is simpler. Instructions and data can be fetched simultaneously as there is separate bus for instruction and data which increases the operation bandwidth. In von Neumann architecture, instruction and data have to be fetched in sequential order, limiting the operations of the bandwidth. Now next the features of 8051 microcontroller. It is also a very important question. What are the features of 8051 microcontroller? So first feature is that it has a 8-bit data bus and 8-bit ALU. ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit, which performs all the arithmetic function like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, also the logical functions. The next feature is 16-bit address bus. It can access maximum 64 KB of RAM memory and ROM memory. The on-chip RAM memory, that is on-chip, that is internal RAM memory of 8051 microcontroller is 128 bytes, which is data memory, and on-chip ROM memory, that is internal ROM memory, is 4 KB, that is program memory. I have earlier also said that the RAM memory also called as data memory, ROM memory also called as program memory. So 4 8-bit bidirectional input output ports, that is port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. All the 4 ports are of 8-bit. Then programmable series port, programmable serial ports, that is 1 UART, that is serial port. Then two 16-bit timers, that is timer 0 and timer 1. Then it works on crystal frequency of 11.0592 megahertz. It has a power down and idle mode in microcontroller when no operation is performed. 5 interrupts are available and 2 interrupt priorities. 3 internal interrupts and 2 external interrupts are there in 8051 microcontroller, and 2 level priority, that means highest priority and lowest priority of the interrupt are included in 8051 microcontroller. Thank you.